students, I shall focus on the theme and then I shall go on to the explanation part. Okay. So, as you can see here, this one addresses the constraints of married life a woman experiences. Constraints of marriage. Constraints means here restrictions, the limitations. Right. So this poem was written in the 1940s. At that time, all women were not empowered, they were not all educated. The situation of the women all across the globe was almost the same, in the sense that men were getting enrolled in the school colleges, whereas women had only the primary education. They did not go for the higher education. They were not financially independent. Okay. Therefore, the poet has given description of the situation of women in the 1940s when they were not empowered, when there was little empowerment among women, and when there was little empowerment among women, what happened? What happened? They became the victims of discrimination. Okay? Discrimination by the man folk, you can say, by the man. Okay? As I told you, this poem deals with male chauvinism. Chauvinism here, the feeling of superiority among the man, that they are superior to women. Okay? Gender discrimination. This poem also focuses on gender discrimination. But the situation has improved a lot nowadays, because nowadays women have become empowered both in terms of education and in terms of financial independence. Okay, so let's find out what else this poem deals with. Aunt Jennifer represents women all over the world. She represents women all over the world, particularly the women in America during the 1950s. Particularly during the women in America in 1950s, when empowerment of women did not take place to a great extent. Aunt Jennifer represents women who were victims of male oppression. Aunt Jennifer in this poem she represents all the women who were the victims of male oppression. Male oppression in a patriarchal society. You know the meaning of patriarchal society? What is patriarchal society all about? Yeah, patriarchal social setup is that social setup where the man folk dominates the entire social structure, right? And like our Indian society is more or less patriarchal only. Okay, it's patriarchal social setup. So here, Aunt Jennifer is the representative woman. She is just a representative of all the women who became the victims of male oppression in a patriarchal social setup. Now, the poem describes a woman's struggle and silent rebellion against male domination. This poem describes a woman's silent struggle. Okay, silent struggle all throughout her marital life and her silent rebellion against male domination. Okay, like see, there are some people who can rebel outrightly, and there are some people who cannot rebel outrightly. Might be something is eating out their mind and they are not able to express, because those who are very much polite, docile and very gentle, they cannot be outrightly rebellious in nature. Aunt Jennifer is one of them who is very much submissive, docile and polite. That is why she could not outrightly protest against the injustice being meted out to her by her husband. Therefore, she was silently revolting. Okay, silently she was showing her rebellion. Okay, the first stanza introduces us to Aunt Jennifer's dreams. The second stanza takes us to Aunt Jennifer's realistic world. The third stanza is a narrative of the future. Right. So there are three short stanzas. First stanza describes, introduces us to Aunt Jennifer's dreams. Second one takes us to her realistic world. Okay, how she's suffering. And the third one is a narrative of for the future. The poem highlights Aunt Jennifer's alternate world of freedom in her art. Aunt Jennifer has made an alternative world. How has she made an alternative world? She has made an alternative world in the in the world of her own making. So, what kind of a world she has made in her own dream or in her own vision, we shall come to know today. And in her own world, in her own world, she is enjoying some kind of a freedom, but that is a world that she has made in her imagination, that is not real. We shall find out what is that world of her making. Okay, so now let's begin gradually. Okay. Now I told you the theme. Now let us move on to lines 1 to 4. Let us move on to lines 1 to 4. Aunt Jennifer's tigers branch across a screen. Branch across a screen, bright topaz denizens of a world of wheat. They do not fear the man beneath the tree. They pace in sleek chivalric certainty. Okay, topaz denizens means here yellowish brown inhabitants of the forest. So tiger, the structure, the look of the tiger is yellowish brown. Okay, right? So that is why tigers are here referred to as the topaz denizens. Okay, denizens means inhabitants. Topaz is the color yellowish brown, which the tiger is comprised of. Okay, if you see the color pattern of the tiger, you will see they are yellowish brown. Okay, so the poet means to say that tigers are the topaz denizens, inhabitants of the forest, and tiger is the object of art for Aunt Jennifer. Aunt Jennifer has taken up a wild animal named tiger in order to show her rebellion or show her protest against her husband's discrimination or oppression. Okay, now she has taken up a tiger in order to protest against her husband's domination. Right? So, how is she protesting with the help of tiger? We shall come to know now. Okay? So, they do not fear the man beneath the tree. They pace in sleek chivalric certainty. Sleek chivalry here represent the courageous, the bold, and the elegance look of the tiger. When the tiger pace matlab when they walk, okay, they exude a kind of exuberance, magnificence, bravery, okay, and dignity in their walk. Okay, so see what now we shall understand how is tiger portrayed by Aunt Jennifer. Aunt Jennifer has made a canvas of cloth. On a canvas of cloth, she is making an embroidery design of a tiger. Okay, so she is making an embroidery design of a tiger. And how is the setting? Tiger is kept on one of the branches of a tree. Tiger has been kept or embroidered in a way where tiger is shown sitting on one of the branches of a tree, and there were men beneath the tree or below the tree who were pacing, who were there below the tree. Now, Aunt Jennifer says, I have made this sort of a design or setting so that tiger can prance upon the man or jump upon the man whenever it feels like. Okay, so that is why she has made such a design on a canvas of cloth. She has made a design of a tiger sitting on one of the branches of a tree and the man standing below the or under the tree. Understood? Why is this setting? And tiger is made in such a manner, is made to look and sit in such a manner that tiger is ready to launch attack at any point of time on the man who are under the tree. Okay? So this is what these 4 lines are all about. Okay? So now let me paraphrase these 4 lines very quickly and then we should move. I told you the meanings of 2 words. Topaz denizens means here brownish, yellowish inhabitants of the forest. So topaz denizens here refer to the tiger. Topaz denizens here refer to the tiger. And slick chivalry, here these 2 words represent the characteristics of the tiger, that they are magnificent, they are glamorous, they are bold. Okay, whenever they make an onward movement, they appear to be bold. Chivalry means bold, elegant, magnificent, and glamorous whenever they pace. Now, let me sum up with the help of paraphrase. Aunt Jennifer has made an embroidery design in her woolen fabric, the pictures of tigers on a tree tops. She has made an embroidery design where she has drawn a tree and the tiger is kept on a tree top. They are the bright yellow inhabitants in the world of green forest. They do not fear any man who are projected on a woolen fabric below the trees. Means the tigers are not scared of any man who are projected to be under the trees. Tigers move around in the forest, displaying their movement of gallantry and physical prowess. Okay, and tigers are also, the poet says that the tiger appear to be very much elegant and magnificent and chivalric whenever they pacing the forest. Whenever they make a movement in the forest, they appear to be chivalric and elegant and magnificent. Okay, now let's move on to lines 5th to 8th. Aunt Jennifer's fingers fluttering through her wool. Aunt Jennifer's fingers fluttering through her wool find even the ivory needle hard to pull. The massive weight of Uncle's wedding band sits heavily upon Aunt Jennifer's hand. Now, as I told you, the second stanza describes Aunt Jennifer's present condition. Okay, so when Aunt Jennifer is making a woolen embroidery on a piece of cloth, she is finding it difficult to pull her ivory needle. Why? Metaphorically speaking, she has the uncle's wedding ring, wedding band on her finger, which metaphorically represents marital obligation, marital liability. This wedding band on her finger is not an asset for her. It's an obligation for her. It's a burden for her. It's a marital burden for her. As a result of which she is finding it difficult to pull an ivory needle while making the embroidery design on a canvas of cloth. Okay, the poet has shown her fingers fluttering while she was trying to make a design of the embroidery on a piece of cloth. Why it's fluttering? It's fluttering because she is not happy, because her fingers are burdened by the wedding band that uncle means her husband here, Aunt Jennifer's uncle. Okay, so when her husband put on a wedding band on her finger, when her husband put on a wedding band on her finger, and her marriage is not a success. Therefore, this wedding band has become a liability for her. That is why the wedding band has become such a weight on her finger that she is finding it difficult to pull even an ivory needle. So, this is metaphorically speaking. Okay, so that is what is written here. Fluttering through her wool means what? Her fingers move jerkily through her woolen fabric while knitting. Ivory needle means her shaking hands find the ivory needle too hard to pull. Massive weight here. From the website, you please learn some of the meanings of the phrases, because like it might come like, what does massive weight refer to here? So you have to write heavy weight of uncle's wedding ring suggests that Aunt Jennifer's marriage has become a burden for her. So massive weight here refers to heavy weight of uncle's wedding ring. Heavy weight of uncle's wedding ring. Okay, it has become a burden on her finger. That is what made the finger heavy. She was finding it difficult to pull the ivory needle. Okay, so metaphorically speaking, of course, that as uncle's wedding band is there on her finger, therefore it is difficult for her to even pull the ivory needle, because she feels so burdened in her marital life. Okay, she even finds it difficult to work through an ivory needle. Okay, because of the liability that finger, that wedding band has caused on her finger. Okay, so now let's paraphrase now. The reality of Aunt Jennifer's marital life is depicted here. So what is the reality? Let's find out. She is shown here to be weak and enslaved very much, in contrast to the nature of tigers that she is knitting on a woolen fabric. Okay. Even though in real life a wedding ring does not weigh much. In real life, a wedding ring does not weigh much. Okay? But symbolically it suggests the amount of dominance her husband has exercised over her in her marital life. Okay? So the symbolical meaning actually, wedding band here is meant symbolically. Okay? Her inner spirit has been stifled by the patriarchal society. Therefore, her inner spirit has been stifled. She has lost her confidence in herself because of her husband's domination and oppression. That is why she is finding it difficult to even make a design on the embroidery of a tiger. Okay? Tiger, because of the depression, because of unhappiness of her inner marriage. Okay? Now, let's quickly move on to last 4 lines. See here. When Aunt is dead, her terrified hands will be still ringed with ordeals she was mastered by. The poet says that when Aunt Jennifer will die, there won't be much of improvement in the situation, of course, in the mindset of the man, but at least the work of art that she has created on an embroidered